Hey, it is looking for a sign. You guys know it's SJ. You guys are my ears and eyes. So, and a lot of the collective, what's been coming up, and a lot of personal readings that I've been doing with clients, as well as with my collectives. Something that has been coming up a lot is people feeling like the connection is stagnant and not really understanding why, because they say once you take your power back, okay, there's supposed to be some type of shift. So what I'm finding is that there's people that are doing the work themselves. They think that they are taking their power back, but in reality they're not, and that's why it is stagnant, why the connection is still stagnant, right? So what I mean by taking your power back is you may have been doing everything with this person or for this person, right? You were speaking life into them, you were sleeping with them, you were giving them girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife privileges without the title, and they were completely taking it for granted because you knew that this was a spiritual connection. You were nurturing this connection. They were not nurturing this connection as such. They were betrayal. They didn't want to work. They, work on the connection. They didn't want to heal the connection. They're doing the absolute most. And it got to a place where you're like, you know what? I'm not going to sleep with this person anymore. I am not going to not go on dates anymore. I'm actually going to go and just live my life, right? But for some of you guys, from what I have been seeing, if you guys still talk to this person, it could be something as simple as when they reach out to you to have conversation, you're still having conversation with them. They call you about their day. You're still speaking life into them. You could still be connecting with their family members. You could still be, oh, well, we'll go over to Netflix and chill. And we're really Netflix and chilling. We're not sleeping together because you've lost that privilege and you think you're taking your power back. But in reality, you're not happy because you feel like this isn't enough for me. So I am taking my power back and I'm not giving them all of me, but it's still stagnant. In addition to that, you may see that they're in other connections where it seems like they are giving these other people everything that they're not giving to you, or putting you in third-party situations. They're supposed to be working on the connection between you and them, and really they're out connecting with other people, working on the connections and stuff with them. In reality, what's happening is you feel like you're not good enough, and actually you're more than good enough. You feel like you're matching this person's energy. They're breadcrumbing me. Well, I'm breadcrumbing them. I'm not giving them 100% of me either. I only send them good morning, handsome text messages. That's it. I'm not doing the whole, good morning, king. You're going to be great this morning, or good morning, queen. You're going to go ahead and take over the world and do this little speech. I'm just good morning, king. And then that's it, right? And you think that you've taken your power back because you're not giving them as much as your energy. You're not as attentive. You're not calling them as much. You're not answering the phone as much. Oh, and P.S., I'm still dating. But at the end of the day, you're more than enough. So just having 1/4 of your energy is enough to supply this person. This person's settling. They'll settle for 1/4 of you because they don't have the connection that you guys have with one another. They don't have that with anybody else. So if they can have 1/4 of that and then still do whatever they want to do with people that are going to chase after them and sleep with them and do all this crazy stuff and don't require all that you require, but then they still get access to you, they still get that, that little bit of energy, they'll do that. If you say, listen, I'm not going to give you a whole cup of coffee, I'll just give you a shot of espresso, they still get that caffeine kick, right? And for them, it's enough. But for you, because we can only see things from our perception, right? So for you, you're like, if that was me, that wouldn't be enough. And I'd be so grateful and empowered by that 1/4 that I'd be like, yo, I want the whole cup of coffee. So what do I need to do? Because I don't want you giving that to anybody else. But they don't see it that way. For them, if I have to clean up my diet and do all of this for that whole cup of coffee, screw the cup of coffee. Whenever I'm ready to clean my life up, I'll get the clean cup of coffee. But in the meantime, just give me that little bitty shot of espresso. And I'm going to do whatever I want to. I'm going to eat whatever I want to and do whatever I want to. And I still get this little jolt of caffeine, right? So as long as they have access to you, you're that little joint. You're that little jolt of caffeine, right? And then they still get to eat whatever they want to. So it's stagnant because they don't have any motivation to move forward. There's nothing that's motivating them to completely move forward. For those of you guys who are like, well, I don't talk to my person at all. Cool. But if you're watching this video and this applies, I guarantee you that you can still feel their presence. You can still feel their energy because you're still energetically connected to them. You're still watching readings about them or getting readings about them. You still feel their energy, right? So that means you're still energetically, telepathically connected to that person. When you are energetically and telepathically connected to someone, you may feel warm fuzzies in your chest. You could, when they're going through something, your intuition, which is right here, this is like where your diaphragm is or your solar plexus, you'll feel anxiety or you just feel nauseous. You may not feel so good. Your heart chakra may tingle, right? So that's the space between your breastbone, your sternum, right? It may feel like icy hot in that spot. So it's like when they're being nostalgic and sending you like, you know, little warm fuzzies, you're still receiving that, right? Again, even if you guys don't talk to each other, when they send that energy and you receive it and send it back, even if you don't do it, if you're receiving it, you're sending it back, right? Like they're still plugged into that. If they can feel you, you can feel them, right? So it's still telling them that you guys are connected. And for them, even if you guys don't talk, that's still the 1/4 that is enough for them. So we're not talking. I don't have to talk to them. I know they're still around. I know they still have feelings for me because I could feel them. Like my heart chakra kind of tingles a little bit. I know they're still around. So there's no motivation to reach out to you. There's no motivation. Or for those of you guys that you guys don't talk, but you guys are still posting little posts that they know will be for them, right? Whether they're bad or good, it doesn't matter. That still lets them know that you're thinking about them or that you're, you know, you still have them on their brain. And for them, that's the 1/4 that lets them know if you're still focused on me, bad or good, you're not focused on anybody else. So I still have time to do whatever I want to, and I'll come around when I'm ready, right? So that means that you guys aren't happy because you're not getting what you need. You're not being fulfilled. But this person, because they're still settling, they haven't done the work. So they're still, their self-worth and self-love isn't where it needs to be. So they're willing to settle for 1/4 of your energy and 1/4 of this connection versus the entire thing. Because for most of them, it's overwhelming and too much anyway. It leaves you in a space of being completely drained in your feelings, completely breadcrumbed and completely confused. I'm like, why is it that I feel like I have pulled my power back, but yet it's stagnant? It's because you haven't completely pulled your power back. It's like if you and this person were driving and you said, I'm all dressed up, I look good, and when we get to this event, if you don't have your shit together, I'm not going in that building with you. You'll have to go by yourself. You think you're taking your power back. I put my foot down. I put up a boundary. And if they don't have their shit together, guess what? I'm not going in that building. And then they get there and they don't have their shit together. And they're like, that's fine. I don't have no problem going to this building by myself. You want to know why? Because I'm going to this building. I'm going to find somebody else to link up with. And when I get back to the car, you'll still be here. So it doesn't matter that I didn't get a chance to show you off. I'll settle for you still being here when I'm done. So at the end of the day, it's like you thought that you took your power back. You thought you ate that. And in reality, they're willing to settle. They're willing to settle. And they still get what they want. And when they come back to the car, you sitting there like, yep, I did that. You had to be in there all by yourself. And they're like, you know what? The person I found and who I was walking around with, no, it wasn't as fulfilling. The connection isn't like me and you, but it's cool. And you're still here when I got back. So at the end of the day, who's in control of who? See what I'm saying? If you pulled your power back, but you're still unhappy and nothing's happening, then you really didn't pull your power back. The only way to pull your power back is you got to take away 100% of your connection with this person. That's cord cutting. It's going to take more than once. I only teach classes as a life coach. I only teach classes and I only speak about things that I know about firsthand. I know that I've been in a spiritual connection to where I had to every single day for 2 weeks straight during a full moon, because a full moon is when we release things. I had to write a letter to that person's soul. Like, it was a short letter, like maybe a paragraph, but I had to write to my spiritual team, I'm done. I fulfilled my contract. I can release this person. I've done my part. I don't want any parts of this person. I'm 100% done. Contract has been fulfilled. I've done what I needed to do. I filled my portion. I don't want to be connected to this person. Please protect me so this person can't plug their energy into me. And I had to cord cut. However you cord cut, I did what I did to cord cut. I had to do it every day for 2 weeks. I take a spiritual bath every day for 2 weeks. Now, everybody's different. However you cord cut is however you cord cut. Okay? But the clients that I've had that I've recommended this to have been successful, okay, in taking their power back in their connections and being able to move forward. How do you know that it's working? Because one, you don't feel that person. Because what did I tell you? When you don't feel that person, that means that that person cannot plug into your energy source. Okay? But you got to do your part. You cannot be getting readings on that person. You can't be watching readings on YouTube when it comes to that person. When you find yourself thinking about that person, it could very well be that that person's thinking about you so much, pulling your energy back in. I like to list the things that I'm grateful for. Anytime that person will pop up in my head, I start listing things I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for my kids. I'm grateful for my business. I'm grateful for my clients. It completely takes my mind off that. Why? Because this person drove me absolutely nuts and they're not on that grateful list. I'm grateful for the time that we had together and the lessons that I learned. But when I start thinking about the things I'm currently grateful for, they're not on that list. We're not in contact. We're completely done with one another, right? The other way that you'll know that you have successfully cut ties with this person and taken your power back, other connections can come in. Other connections can come in. And on top of that, you'll notice when you feel drained, you look drained, right? A lot of these spiritual connections can be so draining. When you completely cut ties with someone, you'll start noticing, like I had like 3 clients already say, about a week into their cord cutting from their person, people started telling them, you look so refreshed. You look like you're glowing because you pulled your energy back. There's not somebody at a tug of war with you anymore, right? Your energy is all your own. Also, you sleep better at night. You're waking up better, okay? You're waking up feeling better. You're waking up feeling more refreshed. And you'll have more new connections coming in, more new ideas, okay? And you will feel, less foggy. Like mentally, you will not feel as foggy, right? It takes consistency, and you cannot fake the universe. The universe knows if you mean it or not. If you really, really are like, listen, I'm tired of this connection being stagnant. I want to pull my energy back. If you and this person have been in a connection for over a year, and you can honestly say, me and this person have been in a connection for over a year, and we are no more forward than we were a year ago. So let's just say that you and this person were just friends a year ago. Here it is a year later, and you're still not dating. You're still not even in the talking phase. You're still not even in a constant communication phase. It means that it's stagnant and absolutely nothing is happening. 100% of the time, you're not happy. So in order to get out of that, find your happiness, be able to move forward, you have to disconnect from that person. Because remember, that person is okay with 1/4 of you while you're miserable having 1/4 of that person. That's not enough for me. I don't want to hear from you once every 3-4 days. And then when I hear from you, it's like something stupid or it's just like some random sexual comment. Like you're not checking up on me. If I say something encouraging to you, you're just taking it all in. You're not reciprocating it, or you're only calling me to talk about your day and to like vent or whatever, but it's never ever really reciprocated. You get my hopes up for trips and things like that, and then it never happens. Don't nobody want to do that. Don't nobody want to do that. The other thing is that I know a lot of my clients would say to me, well, I was giving them time to get their life together. Here's the thing. You're not the only person in the world who is ready for a committed and dedicated relationship. You're not the only one. I know it feels like, well, I haven't met anybody who's ready. Well, you haven't, because you've been in this tug of war connected energy. You know, for the women who are watching this, you know, like when you're at the store and like you're walking, you don't want nobody to talk to you. So you got resting bitch face. You doing your thing. And there's always that one dude that's like, dang, smile, beautiful. Why is that? Because the energy you're giving out says, don't talk to me. The energy that you're giving out says, I am not approachable. And it works. Because there's always that funny dude who has the courage to be like, hey, smile, beautiful. And you be like, nobody want to smile. I didn't come out here to smile, right? Because the energy that you want to give out is, do not approach me. I'm not approachable, right? So when you're dealing with a spiritual connection and you're connected to this person, the energy that you're giving off is, someone's on my mind. I'm taken. I'm mentally taken. When you're in love and you're happy, it doesn't matter if you're at the club or if you're at Walmart. You could see someone and you don't even have to know what's going on with them. And you're just like, yo, they're just such a happy person. They just look like they're in love and just like in a good space, you know? Because that's the energy they're giving off. So we attract what we are. When someone's occupying your time and you're connected to someone, that energy radiates. So you're not going to run into someone who's ready for a committed relationship because you're giving off this energy that you are already energetically connected to someone, right? So there is other people that are ready for a committed relationship who don't need time to figure it out. How do I know they exist? Because you exist. You're ready for a dedicated and committed relationship that's monogamous, right? People that aren't going to have you looking stupid, sleeping with people and doing things they're not supposed to, stealing money from you, lying on you and doing all this other crazy stuff, right? There are people that are honest and successful, want to be a power couple and do all these things. You know that they exist because you exist. You're not the only person in the planet who operates this way, right? Right. So we just have to get our vibration to where that frequency, we're on the same frequency they're on, and we're attracting them the same way they're attracting us. But that can't happen if there's already somebody plugged into your energetic field. So the cord cutting is going to pull the plug. In our cord cutting, we're asking for whatever you believe in, you know, God, your ancestors, your angels, your guides, you know, and ask for protection to cover you. So this person, because they're going to feel it, when they know you're getting ready to move on, when they know that you're pulling the plugs, they are going to feel it. Why? Because they're going to try to plug in and they're not going to be able to find a power source. Remember, we talked about that earlier. So when they go to try to feel you and they can't feel anything, that's when they're going to panic. Is there somebody else plugged into their energy? Because I can't feel my person anymore. Like, I feel like this person is occupied. I feel like this person's thinking about someone else. I feel like I'm telepathically sending them little messages. I'm not getting anything. I'm low key. Even if you have them blocked, they can always find a way to watch your page if they want to, right? People find ways all the time to do what they want to do, right? So even if you have this person blocked and they're checking your page, they're not posting anything bad or good that I know is related to me. So is someone else in there, like, what is happening? But you're not feeling any of that because you have this layer of protection and you've cut cords with this person. Makes sense, right? I myself have gone through it. And so I have given it to a lot of clients over the past month or so. And I've had like 4 clients where it's working. It's happening. It's a thing. And I wanted to do this video because I'm getting more and more clients who are in this space. I don't know what's going on. I thought I took my power back, but like everything in this connection is stagnant. I feel like I can't find a counterpart. I feel, you know, like I'm just not attracting single people or whatever the case may be. So putting it out there, okay? Let me know what you think. Like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.